Oh god, people are outside. Aloha. I mean, you can try to shoot me, but it won't go too well. I'm gonna be honest with you. I am not a hacker, I'll tell you that, okay? I happen to own the server. Anyways, it'd be lovely if you moved along. Thank you for not, you know, I don't know. But yes, this is a closed off area. If you could please depart, that'd be fantastic. For fuck's sake, they're not leaving.
Yes.
Hi.
Thank you, man.
Thank you. I love you. Please exit stage left. Thank you. Hey guys, MikeTheVike here, back for yet another video. This time around we're going to be doing somewhat of a Rust update video. I felt like doing these because I was doing the server updates, and this is sort of like a 2-for-1. You get a server update, but you also get to see what's new in Rust. I don't know how often I'll do these because, let's face it, not every week is like revolutionary. But this update, it took 2 weeks to come out, so we haven't had an update for 2 weeks. So let's see what they've done in those 2 weeks. It's pretty cool. First things first, they've added a lot of different ammunition types. So as you can see, we've got slugs for shotguns, buckshot for shotguns, a bunch of different 5.56 variants, some pistol ammo, some different rockets, so and even some arrows actually that are really OP. Anyways, okay, so just to show the different types of ammo, I'll show off the Incendiary. Basically, the advantage to Incendiary is it lights stuff on fire. It lights stuff on fire. So things like buildings. You can see it's lighting it up. It doesn't do much damage to the building. It's pretty slow, but as you can see, it is taking damage over time, which is kind of cool. The con to this ammunition is it doesn't do much damage to players. It only did 50 damage, whereas the regular ammo does like 70. So it's really not worthwhile against players, but I guess for a base, maybe you can like burn them out. I don't know what the idea is. The next type of ammo is explosive rounds. These are basically really awesome. They can be used for raiding bases, but they also do a good amount of damage on players, about the same as high velocity. The only con to these is that they're kind of slow. You can't see it, but they're slower. But if you look on this base, so 80 health, so we could just, and it is now at 22. So really, you could actually use these for raiding. It's sort of an alternative to C4 if you, because I guess you could. It's a little bit more expensive, obviously, to craft it, but it's no big deal. The next one, these have been in the game already for a little while, but it's worth showing in case you haven't noticed it. These are high velocity rounds. They do exactly what they sound like they do. They fire at a higher velocity. They also deal more damage. So these would be the best for combat. I'd say explosive are sort of like the best all-rounder because they deal more damage than regular. I guess they shoot slower. So honestly, I don't know. They all have their own uses. The pistol, they got high velocity, and the Incendiary, which deals the same. It's all the same benefits and negatives. The shotgun got slugs, if you don't know the difference. Buckshot is multiple projectiles, the pellets basically, in one thing, and a slug is a single projectile. So if we shoot, you can see that, oh, well, you can't really see it, I'm sorry, here. Well, that's terrible. Well, hang on, maybe this. There you go, so you can see that it's one projectile instead of, with buckshot, it's just a lot of pellets. Each round has sort of its own use. Buckshot would be much better at close range. It is way more effective at close range. But the slugs, actually, if you're as accurate, the slugs are better altogether, but you have to aim pretty well. I'd call the slugs on the shotgun sort of like a poor man's bolt action, honestly. They're actually, they have poor accuracy at range, which is sort of unrealistic, but whatever. But they get the job done as long as you're standing still. They are, I've noticed about a one hit from reasonable distances. We were firing from edge to edge on this little base, and is one hit dropping him on the ground. So that's pretty good. The only disadvantage to these is that they're inaccurate, and also they go at a really slow velocity. So, as you can see, like, remember the AK, like, they're really slow. But if you're able to adjust your aim, you could get the job done, actually. They added a couple new rocket types. They've added Incendiary this week, but they also had High Velocity last week. High Velocity shoots faster and is more accurate, but it does less damage to bases and players. Incendiary, I guess it's mostly a raiding tool, the Incendiary. You can light stuff on fire in the base. So, for example, I can shoot this and light the whole floor on fire, which means that nobody would really want to go there if they're smart, because you take damage. However, they are not a one-hit kill on players. Like, they almost do no damage to players, so they're not, like, the actual projectile, not the burning. So they're not very good against PvP. Like if you're defending your base, you just want to stick with the regular rockets. But I guess they could be cool. You can burn down a base, really, with this. But just keep in mind the thing that's dealing the damage is the fire, not the actual rocket. It's pretty crappy, just the rocket itself. Lastly, they added the high velocity arrows. These are actually super OP right now. It one hit killed my friend, and they fire faster and they deal more damage. They fire really fast, actually. Like, this is freaking, like, bolt action. I wouldn't be surprised if I was a faster fire rate than a bolt. That's sad. Okay, so those are all the new ammo types. Kind of cool. Next thing they added was you can throw spears now, which is pretty legit, actually. So, you know, normally you can hit them and stuff, but let's say you're chasing after, like, a deer or whatever. You could just, here, I'll demonstrate on my friend here. See? So, like, boom. So, yeah, they stick to players, and that's another thing that I'll demonstrate. But, yeah, basically, you can throw stuff, and they, you know, do their thing. The other thing I didn't mention is that projectiles, like arrows and spears, they stick to players and objects now, and you can actually pick them up again. So I can pick this spear up. I can rip it off this guy's body if I am capable. There we go. But like with this arrow, boom, it sticks to the wall, which is pretty badass. It actually goes right through. That's sweet. So, you know, you can make yourself a unicorn if you're feeling like it or whatever you want to do. Here, let's just... Hey, Egmore, stand still. Please stand still, Egmore. Okay, so I failed. It's like a hand unicorn, but you get the idea. They stick, which is pretty cool. Something small that they added is if you've played Ark recently, you can pick up resources from the ground, such as stone and wood. They added the same thing to this, so I can pick up this stone, get 50 stone. Here, I'll try to find some wood. I might be too lazy, honestly, but I know that they exist. Okay, if I don't find anything in 2 seconds, I'm done. Well, anyways, you get the idea with my rock, okay? You can find stone and wood on the ground. You can also find shrooms, which, or mushrooms, my bad. Oh, hang on, hey, boom. So there's a bunch of stones, you know, just pick them up, done deal. In terms of, like, game changes, they've changed up the procedural generation of the maps. They look a little bit more better. They've been working on this, like, for ages. They always just keep on getting better and better, which is awesome. The roads are better, rad towns are better, etc., etc. Performance seems to be better a little bit. I'd say, like 20%? I don't know. Regarding the procedural map, they've added a few new rad towns, particularly the airfield, which is on the Happis Island. They added it to just the regular procedural, and it looks so cool. Like, I actually get flashback. It reminds me of, like, DayZ, like Northwest Airfield, sort of. I really like it. They got the hangars, there's the loot crates in there. I hope that they make more large rad towns like this, because right now they don't seem very important. Maybe reduce the radiation damage too, that'd be quality. Okay, other changes that they made to the procedural are these power lines, these big ones. There were the small ones before, and they're still around, but these big ones are handy because, you know, you can sort of follow them a lot easier, and they also look really cool. Again, I hope they keep adding these things because it sort of makes the map a little bit less, like, natural. Like, really, there should be more signs of civilization. Oh, this is sort of an important thing for raiding. Bases or walls and doorways, etc., have an inside and an outside, as you already know, and you can rotate them to get the different sides. But now it matters to have the outside wall facing outside because the outer walls are more effective against like rockets and stuff. So here, let me switch to a regular rocket. I'll show you the difference in damage, roughly. Okay, so you can see we're at 482. This is regular rocket. And it, you know, took it down a little bit because it's a rocket against a stone wall. But if we shoot on the inside, 439. I don't know. Anyways, supposedly the outer walls are more protective than the inner walls now, so it matters to have the outer ones. But this means that if you can get inside somebody's base, you could take out the inner walls, and it'll be easier once you're in the base. Okay, real quick, they added health bars to things like boxes and barricades and such, so you know how much damage is it left. So, for example, we could just, like, wreck this, and you can tell how much it has left. Same with sandbags and such, pretty cool. Lastly, they did add a headlamp and the candle hat last week. So, wow, so that's the headlamp working. You can see it looks pretty legit, actually. That's actually so cool. Here, I'll turn on mine. You can see how it looks on the player. And so, sort of, it's like a little headlamp. Well, that's exactly what it is. Okay, so here's the new headlamp. On the actual body looks kind of cool. I don't know if it does any damage protection. We'll suss this right now. Okay, so we've discovered basically it doesn't do much protection in terms of like comparing it to like a face mask or whatever. So it's not worthwhile having it on instead of like a face mask. So for protection, you're better off having the face mask still. Maybe it'd be cool to see like a face mask with a flashlight. That'd be the best. Because this is sort of, I don't think you'd see many people using these because you're kind of at a disadvantage. Here's what the candle hat looks like real quick, and we'll make it nighttime to show you the light. Wow, damn. So that's the candle hat. It's actually pretty cool. It has a larger radius, but it's not as direct. So anyways, guys, that is basically this update in a nutshell. It was a little bit lengthy, but it does show you everything that's changed. Let me know if you actually like these kind of videos. I enjoy making them. It's cool. It's kind of scientific. I feel like a smart person doing these things, like writing things down. It's pretty interesting. Of course, this is recorded on my server, which has been a thing now for a lot longer than I thought it would be. We have a really nice player base. Already, people are playing it, and it's awesome. A lot of custom things on the server. There's donator kits if that's your thing. All sorts of plugins installed. You understand all the basics. It's worth playing. We switched back to Procedural instead of Happus. We just didn't like it. I think later on we'll switch back, but for now, people just enjoyed Procedural better, actually, which is ironic because everybody was crying about how bad the Procedural was. Just in case you don't already know, to join my server, it's really simple. Just go to the modded category of servers, search up Viking. Oh, there's a couple others now, but Viking Republic at the top. It should have some players, and that's my server. You can just click here, join server. Done deal, very easy. Anyways, that's gonna be it for this video. Again, let me know if you enjoyed the video. Leave a like, stuff like that. Comment below. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. And I'll see you in the next video.